There's a person you can't stand, though. You know the one. Maybe you don't even know them well. Maybe you've never had a real conversation with them. But the moment they walk into a room, something in you goes tight. Their voice grates. Their confidence feels like an insult. The way they take up space, the way they need everyone to look at them, it's almost unbearable. And here's the strange part. When you try to explain to a friend why you hate them so much, the words come out thin. They're just so fake. They think they're better than everyone. It sounds reasonable, but the heat behind it, the actual fury, is way out of proportion to anything they've ever done to you. I'm the voice of shadow and self. I read the psychology so you don't have to. And I tell you the parts about yourself most people would rather not say out loud. So let me say this one plainly. The people you hate the most are not strangers. They are pieces of you wearing someone else's face. Carl Jung had a name for this. He called it projection. And once you understand it, you can never quite hate the same way again. Here's how it works. Somewhere early in your life, you learned that certain parts of you were not allowed. Maybe you were the kid who got told, don't be so loud. Don't be selfish. Don't show off. Who do you think you are? And so you did the only thing a child can do to survive. You took those parts of yourself, the loud part, the wanton part, the proud part, and you pushed them down into the dark, out of sight, out of mind, into what Jung called the shadow. But here's the thing about the shadow. It doesn't die. It doesn't even leave. It just waits. And because you can't see it in yourself anymore, because you've worked so hard not to be that, your mind does something clever and a little bit cruel. When it sees that quality out in the world, in someone else, it lights up. It points. It says, there. That's the enemy. That arrogant coworker who needs to be the center of attention. There's a real chance you have a starved, exiled part of you that has always wanted to be seen and was never allowed. So when you see them being seen shamelessly, it doesn't just annoy you. It accuses you. It reminds you of the deal you made, the deal where you agreed to disappear. This is why the hatred runs so hot. You're not actually angry at them. You're angry at the mirror. Now, I want to be careful here because this idea gets misused all the time. Projection does not mean that bad people are secretly good or that you have to like everyone or that your every judgment is secretly about you. Some people are genuinely cruel. Some boundaries are wisdom, not wounds. There is a difference between I dislike this person and I am consumed by this person. And the test Jung points us toward is exactly that. It's the intensity. A normal dislike is quiet. It says, not for me, and moves on. But projection has a charge to it. It's obsessive. You replay their comments in the shower. You rehearse arguments with them in the car. You check what they posted just to feel that clean rush of contempt. When a feeling about another person follows you home and won't leave, that is the tell. That is the shadow knocking. The other person is just the hook your own disowned material has caught on. That is the part of you that you buried. That is the life you didn't let yourself live. Because that's the secret that makes this almost unbearable to look at. Your projections don't just show you what you reject. They show you what you wanted. The person who hates the show-off often wanted, more than anything, to be allowed to shine. The person who despises the needy one often has a deep, unmet need they're terrified to admit. We don't project onto random traits. We project onto the doors we were told to keep locked. Jung said it about as directly as he ever said anything. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Not might, can. It's an invitation. The irritation is information. The person you hate is, without ever knowing it, handing you a map back to the parts of yourself you abandoned. And this is where it stops being painful and starts being a kind of freedom. Because the work, the real work, what Jung called individuation, the slow process of becoming whole, does not happen by becoming a nicer, smoother, more agreeable person. It happens by going back down into the dark and reclaiming what you left there. By looking at the loud, hungry, proud, messy parts of you and saying, finally, you're allowed. You were always allowed. When you do that, something quiet happens to your enemies. They start to shrink. Not because they changed, because the hook is gone. They have nothing left of yours to carry. You took it back. So the next time someone makes your blood boil for no reason, you can fully explain. Don't look away, and don't pretend you're above it. Lean in. Ask the uncomfortable.